There was a season in his life when the pain grew so heavy that he truly believed God had forgotten him, not for a moment, but for a long, silent time, where every day felt harder than the last. It wasn't that he stopped believing in God. His faith was still there, quietly breathing inside him. But life kept testing him again and again, and every test left another wound on his heart. Hope became harder to hold when nothing seemed to change. His name was Ethan, a poor young man living in a small, broken house at the far edge of the village. The walls were cracked, the roof leaked when it rained, and silence was his only companion. He had no parents to guide him, no money to protect him, and no one he could truly call his own. When life pushed him down, there was no hand to lift him back up. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, Ethan stepped out of his house with the same quiet hope. He walked from door to door, from street to street, searching for work, any work, just to survive another day. Most people passed him without a glance. Some turned their faces away. Others laughed at his worn clothes and empty hands. Their words stayed with him longer than the hunger in his stomach. When night came, Ethan walked back home slowly. His body was tired, but his heart felt even heavier. Each step felt like a reminder that tomorrow might look the same. One night, sitting alone on the cold floor, surrounded by darkness and silence, Ethan lowered his head. The room was empty, but his heart was full of questions. He was afraid to ask. He whispered softly, almost afraid his voice would disappear into the darkness. Sitting alone on the cold floor, he spoke from the deepest part of his heart. God, I don't ask for riches or an easy life. I don't need comfort or praise. I just need to know that you still see me, that my life still matters to you. His words were quiet, fragile, yet full of faith that refused to die. The room remained silent. No voice answered him, no sign appeared, and no warmth filled the space. Only the sound of his own breathing surrounded him. That silence felt heavy, like a door that refused to open. To him, it felt as if the world was listening, but God was not. Slowly, doubt began to settle in his heart. Maybe he was too small. Maybe his prayers were not important enough to be heard. Maybe God had bigger lives to care about. That thought hurt deeper than hunger or loneliness because it made him feel invisible, even to the one he trusted the most. One afternoon, after another exhausting day, Ethan walked home with tired steps. As he passed the quiet road, he noticed an old man sitting weakly under a tree. His clothes were worn, his body looked fragile, and his eyes carried a deep hunger. Something about him made Ethan stop. The old man slowly lifted his head and spoke in a gentle, humble voice. "Son, I haven't eaten today." There was no demand in his words, no pride, only honesty and need. Ethan felt his heart tighten as he listened. Ethan opened his bag and looked inside. There was only one piece of bread, his only meal for the night. His stomach tightened and fear crept into his thoughts. If he gave it away, he would sleep hungry. His heart stood at a crossroads between survival and kindness. His hands trembled as he held the bread. In that moment, he remembered the prayer he had whispered in the darkness. Taking a deep breath, he chose kindness over fear. Slowly, he broke the bread and offered it to the old man, even though it meant going without. The old man smiled as he accepted the bread, a smile filled with peace and warmth. As he ate, Ethan felt something unexpected inside him. Even though his stomach was empty, his heart felt full. For the first time in a long while, he felt peace. Suddenly, the air around them felt different. A soft golden light surrounded the old man, and everything seemed to grow still. Ethan's heart began to race as the moment felt heavier than words could explain. A gentle voice spoke, calm and full of love. I heard every prayer you whispered. I saw every tear you cried when no one else was there. You were never forgotten. Ethan fell to his knees, his heart shaking as truth and grace filled him completely. When the light faded, the old man was gone. Ethan looked down at his bag, and his eyes filled with tears. It was full of fresh bread, fruit, and more than he had ever owned. His kindness had returned to him, multiplied. From that day on, life did not become perfect, but Ethan's heart was peaceful. He walked forward with strength, knowing that even in silence, he was never alone. Faith now lived inside him stronger than before. And maybe this story is meant for you. If you feel forgotten, if your prayers feel unanswered, remember this: silence is not absence. God never leaves a kind heart. You are seen, you are remembered.